They say that the greatest human fear is death. Are you afraid to die? Not too long ago, I celebrated a funeral for an elderly man who had made absolutely no plans for his funeral or what would happen to any of his belongings. No plans at all. He didn't have a cemetery plot. He didn't pick any of the music for the funeral. He didn't have a will. His kids were scrambling, trying to get a zillion details done after he died. And it was kind of a surprise to me because he died at an old age. So I asked the children while I was talking to them, why do you think it is that your dad had no plans at all? And they said, Dad didn't like to talk about death. He figured if he didn't talk about it, it wouldn't happen. So I don't know what his relationship with taxes was like, but as for death, he tried to ignore it. But it's been said that death is a test that all of us take, and nobody fails. Nobody fails that test. We will all take it, and we will all move through it. This month is the month that we think about death, and it's for obvious reasons, isn't it? The killing frost, what a term that is. And there go all the flowers, even the mums, even the ones that are called hardy mums. They're gone. The leaves fall to the ground, the grass turns brown. And we remember that as goes all of nature, so shall we. We also will die. So we spend the whole month of November every year working through that, thinking about that. We have the altar of remembrance here with images of our loved ones. And we start the very, very first day of the month, tomorrow, focusing on all of the saints. A saint is somebody, and there's more than 10,000 of them. A saint is somebody that the church can assure us is a person in heaven. That's what a saint is. It's a statement that we know beyond a doubt because of evidence from their life and things that have happened after their death, attributed to their intercession, that prove they are with God in heaven. So we remember them on the first day. On the second day, we remember all of the people who have died. We call it All Souls Day. All of our beloved loved ones. Whether they were known at all, whether we even think that their life was filled with a ton of merit. But we hope that they are saints too. And we've got some good indication that they may indeed be, because they are so much like the saints. Human beings with lots of problems, very sinful, just like the saints. Do you know how we know that the saints were not perfect people? It's interesting. You know how we know that? It's because there's no such thing. A perfect person? No. That doesn't exist. The way we know the saints carried their sins and problems too is because they were human beings, just like us. So, if we want to become a saint, which is our call, what do? We're all meant to be saints. The French writer Leon Bloy said that there is really only one failure in life. Most of what we do is just learn through our mistakes. There's only one great failure in life. He said it's not becoming a saint. It's what we must do. So how do we do it? In a way, it's simple. Life is a school, and love is the lesson. Saints go through the life school, just like we do. A saint is someone who learned the lesson and made it to the honor roll. That's what a saint is. A saint is in the honor roll of the school. And in that school, God is the principal. And the Holy Spirit is the guidance counselor. And Jesus is the teacher. And so what does he give us for the lesson today? Here's the curriculum coming to us from the master teacher. If you want to be a saint, he says, be humble. Be poor in spirit. Be compassionate. When someone is going through something, you mourn with them too. When you see on the news that refugees are drowning just trying to survive, let tears cleanse your vision a bit about that. You mourn too. He says, don't always want to be right about everything. Be willing to be a peacemaker. He says, be simple. Just be kind. Be willing to suffer rather than make other people suffer. The saints were in the same life school that we're in. Life is a school, and love is the lesson. They're on the honor roll. When I was a kid, I heard a story that has been with me throughout my whole life. So perhaps it's one of those things that everybody knows about. And if that's the case, you'll just have to humor me. But there is a Jewish story that is really beautiful. It's about a group of believers asking a rabbi about heaven. They asked the rabbi, what is heaven like? And he said, in heaven, they sit at a table, a long banquet table, and it is filled with the most sumptuous foods you have ever seen. Delicacies of every kind. Everything you would ever want is on that table. He said, but the difficulty in heaven is the saints that are there, their arms don't bend. So they can't reach the food and bring it to their mouths. And they said, oh, well then, what is hell like? And the rabbi said, it's the same thing. And they said, well then what's the difference between heaven and hell? And he said, in heaven, they feed each other. Many of us grew up with stories of the saints that were so amazing, so overwhelming, we feel that we could never follow in their footsteps. And those stories are true. There are saints who have given up their lives for what they believed in. My patron saint, St. Lawrence, my middle name is Lawrence, was grilled alive for his faith. And legend says that after he was completely grilled on one side, he said as his final words to his captors, you can flip me over now, I'm done on that side. Can you imagine? So we hear a story like that and we think, I can't do that, I can't be like that, I can't be like them. But, a case like that, a really heroic saint, maybe we can't fill their shoes. Okay, maybe we can't fill their shoes, but we can follow in their footsteps. And we must. That's our call. The only real failure in our life would be to not become a saint. So let's do what it takes. We're in the life school. And so this week, our task is very clear. The lesson is love. Let us strive to be on the honor roll in this school. And like the saints, let us live our lives in love. And just love until we have loved our lives away.